Per the coroner that I got to talk to after the crash, from the time that Leanne hit Joey to the time he passed away took less than 5 seconds. 5 seconds, guys. Changed my world forever. The Laura that went to bed on September 20th, she's gone. She died with Joey the next day. I will forever be a grieving mother until the day I die. I'm now head of household. I'm responsible for everything. We were a happy family of 4. We did everything together. We went camping, we fished, we laughed. My boys, when they were wrenching on those derby motors, they taught their mom how to weld, and I was welding their derby car doors shut. We did everything together, guys. We were inseparable. Now my 21-year marriage has fallen apart. I'm divorced. We're back together trying to make it work, but it's different because I don't know how Ron feels surviving the crash, and he doesn't know how I feel being Joey's mom. I have to call Brian now, though, and tell him about the crash. I tell him to meet me at the State Highway Patrol post in Piqua. He asks me what's wrong, and I tell him nothing, just to meet me. So when the boys get there, they all get out of the truck. Brian gets out of the truck. I tell him about the crash. I tell Brian about his dad, but now I have to tell Brian that his best friend in the whole wide world is gone. And I'll never forget Brian looking me in the face and asking me, I don't have a big brother anymore? I'm like, no, baby, you don't. How many of you guys are seniors? Excited for graduation? So was my Joey. I was excited for graduation. I was excited for college tours. I was excited for prom. But instead, for Joey's senior year, I got to plan his funeral. I had to pick out his casket. And how do you put 18 years into 2 paragraphs for the local paper so people know who Joey Sager was? I waited a week for Joey to come home thinking this was the worst nightmare of my life. But on September 28th, when I watched his best friends take his casket from the back of the hearse and carry it across the graveyard and set it down in front of his resting place, I knew my son was never coming home. And there wasn't anything I could do about it because someone made a poor choice. We waited 7 weeks for toxicology to come back to prove that Leanne was impaired because the legal process had started, and she was. She was going to be charged for a felony 1, felony 2, aggravated vehicular homicide, and aggravated vehicular assault. That would have required prison time. But the judge and attorney let her go home on an OR bond because she was 29 years old and had 6 children. They wanted give her time to get her affairs in order. And unfortunately, she overdosed and died a few months later from excessive inhalant and methadone. I don't hate her. I've forgiven her. I hope in her dying breath that she asked for forgiveness, and if she didn't, I hope she was forgiven. I hope she has her wings. I hope she's in heaven. You guys, hate is an ugly thing. It darkens your heart, it darkens your soul, and it steals your joy. And if I hated Leanne, I couldn't come out and tell you guys about Joey. In a world where you can be anything in the world, you should always be kind to one another. I showed my kindness to Leanne by forgiving her. On December 20th is when she died, and on December 21st, I showed up at her doorstep with Christmas money for her children because I couldn't handle the thought of her children not having Christmas, and now their mom is gone. You guys, I don't come out to make people feel bad. My Joey was just like every one of you sitting here today. He loved going to school and hanging out with his friends, making plans for the weekend. He loved picking on his teachers. That was his favorite pastime, and he loved complaining about all the homework. But the biggest thing was he was looking forward to graduation. He wanted to grow up to be just like his dad. He wanted to be a machinist. He had so many dreams. And because one person chose to get behind the wheel impaired, she took it all away. And I can't fix it, guys. And I'm Joey's mom, and that's frustrating. But if I can get one of you guys in this room to never get behind the wheel impaired or get in a vehicle with someone who's impaired, then my son didn't die for nothing, and he's not just another statistic. You guys, when you guys go to prom, you're going to be excited. You're going to be all dressed up. You're going to be talking about what's going to happen at prom. You're going to be talking about your suits and your dresses. You're going to be distracted. You have to pay attention when you're driving. Save the excitement for prom. Your teachers and staff here want you guys back in these seats on Monday morning, safe and sound after prom, sharing your memories. They don't want anyone in here to become a memory because of a bad mistake behind the wheel. Save the photos for when you get to prom. Don't be Snapchatting while you're driving. Don't be taking photos while you're driving. If you're running late to prom, just be late. There's no reason to speed. When you guys increase your speed by 10 miles an hour, you guys increase your risk of crashing because you're all brand new drivers. Put your cell phones away. Buckle up, everyone inside the car, no matter what. If there's not enough seatbelts, you have too many passengers. My Joey had big hopes and dreams, and he was an amazing kid, not because he was mine. He just was. He was an old soul, and he just was adored. You guys have your whole life ahead of you. Don't let one mistake behind the wheel that could have been prevented change your life or end it. I have a video I want to show you of Joey.